closing the gap. Sparkling treasures, they call out my name. I'm the king of the pilfer, the loot is my fame. Chains on my ankles, but not for the weight. He's laughing in shadows, this goblin is late. He scuttles and hustles, there's gold in his vein. Counting my riches, I'm unashamed. Oh, shiny and glinty and sparkly it gleams. Over piles of coins, I'm ruling my dreams. The loot goblins dance, it's my nightly regime. Come and chase me, but I'm quicker than schemes. I raid all your glory, your barrels, your chest. No lock is too tight, I just call it a test. They say I'm a pest, but that's part of my charm. With my goblinish wit, I'll escape from harm. No dragon too fiery, no trap is too sly. Leap through the madness, each coin's worth a try. My hoard is my power, my laugh's my revenge. A loot goblin lifestyle forever unhinged. Oh, shiny and glinty and sparkly it gleams. Over piles of coins, I'm ruling my dreams. The loot goblins dance, it's my nightly regime. Come and chase me, but I'm quicker than schemes. Oh, shiny and glinty and sparkly it gleams. Over piles of coins, I'm ruling my dreams. The loot goblins dance, it's my nightly regime. Come and chase me, but I'm quicker than schemes.
Hello! Welcome to episode 252 of VarangianLP. We're here, and I'm going to unmute all the other people now. Yes.
We were muted?
For a
You
second.
had this power the entire time?
I've started using it because whenever I'm about to start, almost always someone is in mid-sentence when I try to start. So I just leave everyone else muted for a few seconds. I say hi to the internet, and then I unmute you.
Well, I feel better about attempting to swear, attempting to just shout all manner of slurs whenever you're starting a stream now. No one can hear it.
Yeah. That is your right.
And to my left.
And thank you for the bits.
They were left over from the last time I got bits.
Mine.
They're yours.
Ah. This is how you get people to cheer, everyone. Run a D&D game for them for years, and they might give you several dollars.
Several dollars.
A number of dollars that I can't fully comprehend because it came in the form of a made-up Twitch currency. Yeah, so we're at the Ring of Kafrine here.
So if you do that,
The Ring of Kafrine.
At a station suspended between two asteroids
Mm-hmm.
in a chop
Some of us have made a very interesting deal.
mm-hmm.
Some of us have gone shopping and bought some gubbins.
Useful gubbins for shopping.
Some of us have been in mystery land of their godlike controllers not being around last week.
Yeah, what were y'all up to?
Yeah. Quick.
I was finding the largest tank of salt water I could find.
I was, discovering where the local dump is, finding their necessities of every waste disposal. Once we got to where the ships are, I then gave the ones for sale a very thorough inspection, every inch, looking through, just to get a good sense of which ones were in good condition and which ones looked good but maybe had a lot of rust on the inside where the normal eye couldn't find.
Places the salesman didn't even know existed.
Yes.
Places that only existed within the salesman's nightmares.
Found so much loose change. So many loose credits. Just gum. I have all sorts of all treasures to me, but really it's just a bunch of like lint and
Lent some poor sod's wedding ring.
yeah,
Here's
all the same. A
sitting.
couple shoes, none of them a pair.
Roll a D100 for me.
Ooh. A trinket table, perhaps?
Ooh, a hepatitis roll, maybe.
Ooh. Hepatitis X29.
Yeah, I guess a D4 would have worked for that. Oh man, so close. I got a 62.
Oh, 7.
Oh, within.
Oh, I know. Within striking distance.
That's the sex number, maybe.
What would a 62 be?
I always want to know anything adjacent to 69. I'm like, what is that? Failed 69? If it's
Some
70,
kind of-
it's normal.
Like crouching anal entry? Is that how
No,
that works?
70 is just one's getting their salad toss and the other one is getting like standard fellatio style.
All right, pull up the big screen.
So
Roll some charts.
They just feel like the nines on their
pull up the Kama Sutra. All right,
One or both.
we can find one that's the right shape. I'm sure.
I'm gonna say the 62 is Jason is duct taped to the wall, but upside down.
Specifically, Jason. That's very precise.
Yeah.
There's even an illustration of him in the book,
As it was foretold in the prophecy.
like a Batman mascot.
The 62 man has been born.
1,000 years we've
All
waited.
right, we've gotten pretty far afield here. You find 62 credits.
Say we've gone afield. Yes, that's what we do.
The
I'm ready to
field is-
renegotiate with the
The
Huts now.
star field. The asteroid field, yes. I'll make
How
you
about
all
Buzz
reappear.
All
And
right.
that'll bring us back over to the map.
Wonderful.
Unless
Wonderful.
do we want to review anything on the map? I guess I will just point out where we're going and where we are for the people.
Red circles.
Urkels.
We are here. We need to get here. It's a pretty
For the
far
culture.
trip. But
We
not as
also-
far as it could be.
We also sent the cool ship and a bunch of noobs to Endor.
Yes.
Well, ZT is there too, but yeah.
Yes.
So the jet plane is filled with bears.
A number of beings on your side that can overpower any of the new people are on your ships. It'll be okay.
Let's just.
Well, they're all droids specifically, so they'll be okay.
I would like a droid party.
I would like to retroactively declare that Bogan is in the vents on that ship.
Oh no.
Bogan
they're
is
dead.
wherever Bogan
Everybody's
goes.
dead on that ship. That was
At
Those-
some point, like, he just passes Blue and Mako. They just nod to him. He just nods and keeps walking into another vent.
Oh yeah.
Nort is going to accidentally poison everyone on that ship trying to flush the pests out of the ventilation system.
Cool.
No.
Oh,
So we have the ship full of corpses that is the Pale Nomad. At some point
Corpses
we're
with
gonna want to
dreams.
At some point, we're going to want to meet back up with them. Do we want to do some hyperspace math and figure out what system makes the most sense to try to meet up at, or do we want to just have them wait at Endor until we get them, or do we want to meet everybody at Terminus? Like what does the captain want to do?
That's a very good captain question.
If only I could think that far ahead. Okay, so there's destination. Oh.
I guess we sort of have
it's
to
only-
figure out where where they
So this
are,
is a little
too.
interceptor that I whipped
Uh-oh.
up
Yeah,
that
'cause
I've been calling Nimbus.
we've
too.
only
So
spent
what's the
Hold on. I had to mute you guys for a second. A tab started playing audio. I'm unmuting you all now. Okay.
Okay.
This power has gone to your head.
Hmm?
No, I was complaining about being muted.
Yeah, I
So we
know.
don't
Okay.
we don't exactly know where they are, right? Because we've spent a day, and that might not have been enough time for them to get to Endor.
Yeah. Where were they going from? Jakku?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, they went maybe 500 parsecs in the time, and we went 3,000 parsecs. They are faster, but I don't know if they're twice as fastish.
I think
Just the
they're
Nomad. They're at
Yeah.
0.75, I think. Or, sorry.
yeah they're 1.5 times faster than us.
Oh, so then yeah, they've definitely made it by now because we had enough time to get here and then plus a day. I think that maths out, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what I will do is the payment that we had negotiated, I think, was smuggling routes.
Mm-hmm.
And now that your crew is trusted smugglers of the ZT makes contact and reports the successful delivery and sends you the star charts.
Okay.
Stop
if
writing
we're
these
going-
letters. Stop writing
So
these
if
letters.
we're going to the destination, funnily enough, we could meet up at Bespin.
So I'm gonna give you the smuggling lanes now.
Yay.
It's a lot. You moved a
Oh,
lot of
dear.
drugs for free, so
Well, not for free. We did it for.
you moved a lot of drugs and didn't take a single credit, so you're gonna get a lot of information.
Ooh.
No, we took
Oh.
payment in kind. Oh my.
Hello.
So if any hyperspace route you travel off of a line has a chance of something weird happening, when it's on a line, it's more reliable. So now you have several major smuggling routes in the southern regions of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I would still say our best bet is to meet them at Bespin.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can do the ship handover,
Mm-hmm.
explain the plan before we get into the area around our destination where things get a bit dicey.
Mhm.
Anyone have
Speaking-
any?
Speaking of the plan, I assume you mean the pirate plan.
The pirate plan, yes.
All right. Terry had an idea about that, which was that it's more important rather than just sort of flying around with bait to find a local in the terminus system who might know where the pirate fleet's being serviced. Because they're gonna need fuel, they're gonna need maintenance. Somebody's gonna have to be doing that work. So Terry had suggested coming at this from a logistics angle as opposed to the bait and boom, which might be a more reliable way of doing it. I don't know. I shoot shotguns. I don't really plan things.
If Terry think find where ship get fuel might work. Bait can be plan B.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
I also pointed out that for them to be able to target the Black Sun specifically in Terminus, someone's gotta be leaking something.
Yeah. So there's that route of figuring things out too.
Somehow his binary has the accent I'm doing.
Well, yeah. comes from being several hundred years old and never having a memory wipe. You get personality.
And also the vocoder is kind of old, like an old speaker.
Yeah.
It's kind of warbly. That's what we'll say. Yeah. If only we had a sound designer to create of chopper style sound effects, but that's okay. We can use our imagination.
Da, da, da.
I no speak
What's
droid.
that?
What does not so shiny droid have to say?
I translate what Terry has said.
Droid has good thought.
Yeah.
Find where get fuel. Then beat information out of survivors.
Yeah. Find fuel, find trader. That'll either lead us to where we need to go or help us make particularly juicy bait. Yeah. That seemed like an important thing that happened while you were looking for a salt tank. Is that like a tank? Is that like a armored vehicle made out of salt, or?
No, it's big glass tube full of salt water.
Alright.
Is difference between Thai sleep good and Thai sleep on dirt.
Mm. Sleeping on dirt's got its charms.
His biology begs to differ on that one, unfortunately.
I mean, it sucks to be him. Shouldn't have been born a fish person.
Yes, because we were all presented with a character select screen where we picked our background and what skills we had.
Were you not?
You were? What?
This doesn't seem like a productive area of discussion. I don't want to be a executive or whatever. But
No, we need to talk more about that later, though.
Organics and your stupid religions. You think you know
I-
everything.
Well, we'll get back to that, but Aurora does have a point.
Terry says that Roudo's an idiot.
I feel as though Terry's going to say that a lot.
That might be the key phrase to use to teach a binary, because it's going to come up a lot. Like, where is the bathroom, or how do you say goodbye to the library? Just, how do you say Rouda is an idiot?
Terry, Router's not an idiot. In fact, usually what gets him into trouble is his intelligence. He doesn't know where to deploy it sometimes, that's all.
The problem is more than an sociopath.
Oh yeah, being too intelligent. Classic idiot move.
Yeah.
I love him so much. Woo! He is incredible.
Wow.
Man. Yeah, I'm going to do a preemptive declare and give mine to Tim for Terry.
All right, no one else is allowed to do anything this session that Rob likes.
Yep.
Should be
Well,
easy.
no. You're looking at it the wrong way. Now the entire session, you have to prove Rob wrong by trying to one up that.
That's also valid and a cool thing you could do.
I need a lot of drugs and Spelden Ring.
You sound like Jat a little bit.
All right, so we are going to have to spend some time in the something fucky may happen zone of hyperspace.
Yeah, we have to figure out how fast we're going to go. And to do that, we have to figure out what decoy ship we're buying. If we're buying one still.
Yep.
And
yeah.
what its
Well,
hyperdrive class is.
Even if we don't use it as a decoy, it's still a ship to give the NPCs.
Yes.
It's a
We now have the crew.
a multi potential outcome purchase.
It's an investment
Yeah.
in us. It is purely because we believe in ourselves.
So it'll take at class 1, it'll take about 5 days to get to Bespin. It might be slightly slower. I'm not sure. We haven't done the math yet, but I have returned tie and myrrh tokens
Woo!
to the
And then-
corner. Everyone else, I believe, is near the bar right now.
And once we get the
Or-
travel,
I think we were
Oh,
by
you're
the
near
ship.
the ship. That's right. Sorry, what were you saying, Rob?
Oh no, I was saying once we figure out how many days we're going to be in hyperspace for, June and I realized that because she also has biochemist kit, we can combine our crafting to make 2,000 credits a day worth of shit,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
which is really 4,000 credits market value.
Mm.
Yet another thing that will make us loved by the people and make it easier for us to do business. We're a floating pharmacology department.
Yes. Definitely.
Every
Definitely
med,
not drug smugglers.
Well, we did both.
every med pack Rauta makes comes gently wrapped with a set of prayer beads, just in case you're too far gone for the med pack.
Mine just come with like a very legible at all skill levels description of what the drug does, what you should do if, that sort of shit.
Rautas contains a very blatant photocopy of Aurora's instructions. Like, just so cheap you might go, did he run this off on a fucking mimeograph with a crank?
I would just assume that you knew that it would be better to use an existing protocol and not do any work.
Yeah, exactly.
As
a nobleman, I'm obligated to do as little work as possible. Ability is effortless, after all.
I just assumed that, like Jat, you were doing things to honor me in the facility that I built for you to work in.
It's like, what am I doing to honor you?
You were taking very good notes and basically following in her footsteps in terms of like how to do science, broadly speaking. That's what it was a couple of sessions ago, and I was just like, I suggested in a Yet band that you were showing a lot of proficiency, like operating the frost switch, and then I went down into the lab and you had meticulously labeled your drugs in painters, and like you were like surprisingly organized.
No, I thought we said that all of Jeff's things were just labeled spice. I
Both
Drug-
things can be. They were all labeled.
Meticulously labeled spice.
Yeah, I noticed that they're in the exact same place. They may all say spice, but at least they're, like you took the time.
Like, the purple spice is not mixed with the green spice,
Yeah,
is what she's saying.
You know what they are, just because other people don't.
Yeah.
That one's number, that one's a downer. They're all spice, so I wrote spice on all of them.
He doesn't do that. Went over this.
Yeah, but maybe his clients.
He doesn't believe in them.
Oh wow, okay, well that's different, but
That would be like me saying I don't believe in, like, anti-tox kits or something, but okay. Okay.
Let's see. Spicy jelly. Do you know where Wizard Lizard, Bluefin, and Glitter Eyes have gotten to?
I think Block is playing Space Metal loudly enough. You could probably find them.
We are in the garage with the Verpine Fighter. Rauta and Block are headbanging to Gojira Hate Fuck. Their incredible third album, Rodan Cum Dump.
wow.
Never mind. I hear.
Otherwise known as To the Right.
You can hear the blast beats from like 5 blocks over.
The
I mean, 5
Yeah.
blocks is only 25 feet.
You know what
By
I
the
mean.
way,
the busker
spicy
with
jelly.
the busker with the electric guitar is like soloing over top of the music.
I love it.
Ooh, a volume battle, you said.
No, that's not.
Oh, okay.
That's not what soloing is.
Okay. I misunderstood.
No, I mean you could, but it would just be.
Everyone knows soloing is you put a jar on your head, take out 2 katanas, and fight a
Mhm.
boss naked.
Mm.
Yeah, why not?
By the way, spicy jelly. Ackley class freighter. It good inside?
Pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of loose change though. Whoever had this had some loose pockets. But ship-wise, I didn't find any rust, which is a good sign, really. And he'll point to like 2 others and be like, "Those are death traps. They're just waiting."
I always thought cloak shape, terrible idea.
Well, they're not death traps because they're bad cloak shapes. They just are cloak shapes. So you won't last long in them in a real fight. Like they're fine for cloak shapes. It's just the baseline thing is is like a TIE fighter of almost TIE fighter degree of getting blown up.
What about enforcement ship? That one okay, or also piece of shit?
Meanwhile, last
Well, it had a lot of gum under its seats. So whoever was driving it was pretty stressed out. Like the information that you get from Mur on the ships is just like such a like, variety. They wore the carpet out on the left side, so I think one of them had a peg like just information. Really, just like who was flying it is more what you learn.
that's fucking great RP right there.
But the ship looks really good shape. It just seems overpriced when you
They're asking
scan
for how much?
when you scan the RFID or what are the freaking code thing.
Oh god.
How much are those? Let's look it up. And then adjust the price according to what this place would charge. Well, I'll put it this way: this ship has clearly seen some action. It's not brand new, but the price they're giving is what a brand new one would cost. 200,000.
They're not using the blue book price, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of the problem is they are, but it's clearly like sustained damage. Meaning it probably should be cheaper.
The seats were worn down far too much for that to be lightly used. The level in there was quite strong.
Oh, like it's clearly been in a battle, got disabled, but didn't blow up. Was pulled in and fixed up and like patched up.
Like a light salvage job.
Mm-hmm. And that seems to be the case for most of these ships, where like something bad happened to the ship, but a bunch of mechanics worked really hard to make it feel like a normal ship again.
I mean, I feel like they wouldn't be in a spaceport like this otherwise, generally speaking.
Yeah, and they pretty much they use the wrecks they find from people who don't file correct flight plans and fail to make it into fail to fly correctly. They crash a lot, basically.
Mur will just like nudge Ty and be like, "A lot of these parts aren't on the inventory. It's like a vacuum repair store." Winks at you.
Why does sound like someone crying in air duct?
Funny, I don't hear anything, and Mur will just start walking away. Or sliming away.
Yeah.
I'm glad you still have your job.
LARPing. Oh, and I think Guzzo has. Oh no, he won't fully leave yet. He's just gonna.
So is being a tour bus a good thing for a shuttle that's custom or a bad thing?
It's just a description. It's not.
Does it have like extra seats though, like that kind of
thing?
thing?
It has a bunch of seats, and I could show you the interior. Hold on.
Better like viewing platform.
Right, yeah, like let's have a look here. It's just a lot of open space, nice big windows. The cockpit is completely sealed off, like the cockpit of a commercial plane would be. But then then other staff are, they like man the hologram stations and like project, information about the planet you're flying past or the nebula or whatever. And then the back compartment is like if there's too much turbulence or if people just need to pack in or whatever else, there's like more reinforced seating in the back. But usually it's like the people would just be sort of standing on the deck looking out at the sights. So like for landing and takeoff, they go in the back for maybe I guess hyperspace isn't that turbulent. So it would probably just be more for like atmospheric launch and entry when you would sit in the back.
Well, Captain, this one could be interesting if your goal is making a target, because we could have, all the good shit, and you kind of like he'll just like slide into it, like it's just like he's suddenly inside, like talking to you from the windows.
You just gloop in through like one of the engine intakes, and
yeah,
you're just popping like, back out.
Like while talking, he's just like gloops in, and he's like, "See how like you can see me so easily from in here. We can put everything in here, and then our pilot seat is sealed up, and there's a back compartment, and he goes into that you can't really see into. So we could set up a trap on the inside of this pretty easily."
Am I able to access the comms or to talk to you from the outside of the YV929?
I think I think we're just on the regular squad chat, so we can probably hear you, and you can probably hurt us.
You'd somehow have to. It's like you can fit, but can your comlink fit with you when glooping into stuff?
It just says I can't wear anything worn. I mean, I don't know how big a conlink is. Is it more than an inch? In Star Trek, I'd be fine.
Yeah, say in Star Trek you'd be absolutely fine, but if there are inch-wide gaps inside,
a spaceship can't even have an inch-wide gap, really. So you probably wouldn't be able to get in there.
All right. Well, I'll just be glooping on the side of the
on
ship.
The surface
then.
Is fine. If it were almost any other kind of vehicle, you could get away with it.
Damn environment. All right. Well, I do the same thing, but just from the outside of the ship, and then gloop back down.
As Mer were to approach, I guess she would just say, "This one here is a hyperdrive of at least 2.0. Should cost around 100,000 credits if I remember correctly. But that one down there, that other income, I can't tell what model it is. Did you see anything in that tour bus that indicated what hyperdrive it has, if at all?"
Maybe. What kind of hyperdrive is in there?
It's a 2.0 and a backup 12.
Yep.
It's a 2.0 and he does like a little like lean, a backup to back up something else.
No, so 2.0 is twice as slow as the top of the line, or as like the benchmark. 12 is better than one. So yeah, you have to travel in hyperspace for about 5 days if you get to 1.0 on the next leg. If you had to use the backup 12, it would be a couple of months.
60 days.
Yeah.
2 months.
So that's like if you're stuck, like really stuck, you can use a backup.
If like a space whale had taken you to another planet, far, far out of sight the galaxy.
Or fun.
Or like then you would just be done. But yeah, like, or if your main hyperdrive just completely was destroyed somehow, you can not be trapped in deep space. So
it's got a spare 12, and he just pats it. anything short of a space whale, and we're fine in this one.
I like the idea that Murr approximates an eyebrow waggle as he says this.
I love it.
But it's just a gloop.
Bubbling.
It's the little bubble.
Well, if we're going to have something that looks like bait, perhaps it would be best to look if the vessel is unarmed. I think we would really just want something that can move relatively quickly, no? Assuming that Ty's near me, I don't know. You look like you're all the way over there, though.
He can.
Well,
I think he was in the conversation.
The range of comms is like 12 miles, so I think
Oh,
we're
geez.
Mhm.
Captain, how fast shall we make our bait fish, do you think?
I'm gonna say shuttle is nice, but if going for cargo, probably not go for shuttle. YV929, very nice ship, very bad bait.
Agreed.
What about
Spicy
this?
jellies say pursuer class overpriced. Someone trying to pull fast one with chewy green book values.
Well, perhaps we can walk them down with a little bit of persuasion.
Still like YV330. Decent price, good size. Think basic hyperdrive, not so good, but maybe buy one.
Well, actually, it is a Carillion Engineering Corporation vessel, so it's got a nice hyperdrive, a 1.0.
Oh, look at that.
It's got
Okay.
only one armament, a dual laser turret. They're asking 130,000 for it.
Oh, that's how I feel.
There's a large burp that comes over the comms, I guess.
And yeah, the 330 would be the biggest. It would haul the
terms of
most amount of cargo, other than the space truck. Those two would probably be comparable.
Fuck.
The 330 probably costs a little more than the space truck and is a little bit nicer.
While we are here, how much is 929?
Let's see. They're asking 300K for it. You do notice, though, that it seems to be lacking its ion cannons.
Like when Doctor found out I was eating far too much fettuccine. That's too rich for Thai blood. So I take a looky-loo at the space truck while I'm here.
Space truck.
Terry says, "Oh yeah, 929 costs you a fortune. It'll run forever, though." But that's why everyone flies YTs nowadays. Can't argue with the price.
I lean towards 330. What is asking price for space truck?
They're asking 120K for it.
and is not as nice as 330.
Yeah, it's more basic. It doesn't have weaponry. It has pretty good shields, though. It's got a good hyperdrive and good shields primarily. It's like basically what you would want for just moving a lot of containers.
Yeah, it's deep space long haul shipping.
It's a barge, yeah. The 330 is still a shipping freighter, but is more similar to what we think of as like the classic, you know, this group of spacers lives on a spaceship type smuggling ship, like Falcon style ship. The space truck, let's see, it has facilities for a crew. The 330 has facilities for up to 6.
Sounds like 330 is right fit. Truck is nice. Maybe get truck later and load up with so many gun.
You could get both.
It become gun truck.
I don't know. I see good engine, good shields. I think ramming myself.
That is why hardened prow on Squaw.
Well, if you got a good enough pilot, you can blow up a ship using cargo. Just get it nice and heavy, demagnetize it at just the right moment once you pass through the shields.
Tara says if we get good, we can kill people with cargo.
I mean, you probably need a droid, but we
Terry,
got plenty of those.
Could you do it, Terry?
Haven't had to in a while, but sure.
Terry can kill people with cargo.
Bluefin, where is Wizard Lizard and Glitter Eyes? Have not seen them and do not know what they up to. Have been soaking in salt water to not want to kill people for looking at wrong.
We gotta do self-care, don't we, Captain? No, I don't think I've seen them in a while. I think they are flying some new fancy ship, though. Some stealth vessel, it looked like.
You inspected it.
And
He doesn't know that I was there, does he?
That's on the move.
Gozer just chatting with Jat. So where are you headed? I can give you the first contract wherever you might be going.
Does Jack know where we're going?
I mean,
Ralphie knows where we're going,
if
right?
you think you're too high to know that, that's fine. You can not know right now.
If I may, sir, I believe our final he says in Huttese, I believe our final destination is Terminus, and presently, if I remember correctly, and he gets on comm, Aurora, we're going to Endor next, right? That's the next stop?
The fuzzy little bear planet, yes, that moon, I think.
That's
No.
Oh,
Bespin.
we're going to Bespin? Oh, sorry, Captain.
The Nomad is already at Endor. We've outsourced going to Fuzzy Bear Planet.
Say Ty will break in on the comms. 2 thing. 1, who want to know. 2, Bespin. Answer question 1 first.
And he replies back in basic. The Hutch who is giving us the bounty contracts for the ship Jat purchased for 150,000 contracts, plus 5 unpaid bounties.
Credits.
I would like to again emphasize the words Jat purchased. I was quick enough to make sure I negotiated salvage and plunder rights for the entirety of all 5 missions.
Yes, well, yes, it is required by the Bounty Hunting Guild that I give you reasonable goals. Therefore, well, you don't have to go there. You can fail the contract by not going to where you tell me, but you have to give me a location, and then I can say in a reasonable number of days, a target last seen in this place will have been apprehended. It's all a bunch of nonsense, of course, regulations, but out here I'm less protected than my kind back home.
And Rauta just, between the 2 conversations, taps his ear and goes, Captain, may I put you on speaker, please?
At this point in time, the captain has his hands in his pockets, just resting his head against a Durasteel wall.
Your heart rate has quickened, Captain. Are you okay? We're just kind of rubbing your shoulder.
Once again, I'd like to remind you this is Chat's doing.
Going to kill them both.
No, don't kill them.
I assure you, Captain, he's far more useful alive than dead.
Put me on speaker.
And Rauta looks up and says to the hut, may I put you on speaker as well, sir?
You're also like 60 feet away from
I am
him.
moving in that direction.
Yeah, you can.
He's on the way, but I felt like this might be more expedient. Never mind, here he is.
Mur is explaining compound interest to Ty on his way. So when somebody owes you a debt and then you give them a time frame.
Ty has just
Ty
has just picked up a piece of scrap metal on the way and is slowly curling it into a cylinder.
That's good. That's constructive.
Oh dear.
I think we fucked up, Jason. I think we fucked up, bud.
Oh, I assure you, the captain is not happy about this.
In my defense, Captain, the negotiations took place in a language I don't speak.
You check something.
I take the guard action with Jack.
I start taking my sentinel bonus action.
Hey, Tim, trading is a free action, right?
What?
Trading is a free action.
I guess. Takes an amount of time, but yeah.
Rauta is quietly praying in the corner as this negotiation begins.
Negotiation is over. Oh, too late.
That's true. Well, yes, we did smoke a frog over it, as is custom.
Now remember, 5 breaths and then you act.
Also,
How many?
how does Jet feel after the amount of bloodshed he saw in the memory that was revealed from smoking frog with the hut?
I think he's probably a little horrified, but it's not his first time seeing stuff like that, and he's very excited about his new ship, so
Okay.
he's kind of glossed over it.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah, he's definitely put in a box.
You don't frog if you're not well prepared.
I'll say he's frogged with Ty. He'll be fine.
Jet smells depressed, Captain, but he looks very excited.
Say, Ty is just absent-mindedly crushing the cylinder into a square.
I swear.
How many bounty does Glitter Eyes owe you?
Just a simple matter of 5 targets. Shouldn't take too long.
Less than half a dozen. That's a win.
And we get salvage rights and looting, yes?
Yes. Anything
Glitter
you
Eyes,
find,
I don't kill you
keep.
today.
I mean, also they could maybe help us with finding out who killed Lance.
I don't kill you today.
That's
You
a
got
great,
dialed today.
great progress, everybody.
And Rauta turns to the hut and says in Huttese, this is a very big day for him.
Crushing
So-
the corners of the cube in, making it into a D8.
I forget. Did you all ever say specifically where you were going yet?
We are going to Bespin.
Okay, I can arrange the contract. I forget our hyperdrive speed. If we get the 330, it's 1. What other ships are going with that? Squaw.
I'm gonna say Squaw, the Frost Witch, and
yeah.
I imagine that whatchamacallit?
The stealth ship has one, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
I should probably see what my if I double check my fighter's
I
hyperdrive
think
rating.
what
I think it's 1.
Man.
I think the way I had it was one ship can be cargo sometimes. So if we make the stealth ship cargo on the freighter externally using the magnetic cargo clamp, we don't have to count that ship's hyperdrive. Same way that Jat's Z95 fits inside the Frost Witch. So let's just calculate the Frost Witch, the Squaw, and the
Z98?
330. Oh yeah, I guess that one as well. We have another calculation to make.
So between Uno, the Frost Witch that's an Uno now, isn't it?
Was it
slower
2?
than that?
I think Frostwitch
2.
was the slow one.
That's
Because
right.
And it's also the largest one. I think it was 2.0. Is that? Do you know if that's right, June?
Frostwitch has a 1? Or
Yeah, so
I'm asking. I'm gonna look it up.
I am not sure at this moment, but I can look it up.
I mean, we
So
never
it's going
specifically upgraded it, did we?
I don't recall upgrading the hyperdrive. I remember upgrading weapons and putting a lot
Yeah.
of systems and rooms, but
Yeah.
say a Class 1 hyperdrive is expensive.
that's the other reason I
Uh,
imagine I would have done it.
Standard YV666s are class 3, but I don't think we've
Okay.
been doing that. That would have changed our math.
I think I made it class 2.
Yeah.
Okay. It seemed like we were always averaging out around 1 somehow. but
It was always the Frost Witch was a little slower and the Nomad was a little faster, and we made it back to 1. I think.
Yeah, with rounding, we made it back to 1.
So it's
with 4 ships, one of which is at Class 2 and the other 3 are at Class 1, because Caleb's is super fast, the Squaw is quick, as is the this YV, we'd be averaging out to 1.25.
okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And you have to go about 5,000 parsecs. So that would be 5 days plus 0.25 of that. So
5 days plus a day and a quarter.
yeah.
Day and a half.
6.25.
So yeah, almost a week. Okay, so basically, if you want the first contract to be on Bespin, it will be a bounty will be waiting in that period of time for someone that is expected in the or that has been sighted in that area by a genetic flag.
Have person waiting with Puck. We will deal with.
Very good. Welcome to working for the cartel. We will have a long and productive relationship, I'm sure.
Ty will resist the urge to spit.
That's very good of him to do.
Let's drink now, shall we, boys? And he orders around for his
Goons.
squad.
It's goons.
Oh, and he's like, oh yes, one more thing. You see any other huts on Bespin, steer clear.
Okay.
The ones.
Why?
Oh, the investors there are. You don't want to deal with them.
Duly
They
noted.
have no honor.
We have heard of some huts making trouble. What was hut that blew up a giant imperial thing? What was name?
Yorka?
Glitter Eyes. You remember name? Yes.
Yeah, it was Borka.
Oh, well, that would be very illegal. I would never condone such an action.
Everything on the up and up then, eh?
Mm. Right then. Glitter Eyes. What is ship you have bought?
It's really cool.
I didn't think that's what he's asking you.
Oh, it's a stealth ship. I was told you could park this bitch in Palpatine's front yard and he wouldn't know.
The salesman told you that?
Yes.
Oh, no.
The Emperor.
No, it's Tim told me.
I was being the salesman when I said that.
That's quite a claim. I'm gonna start sliding into the ship.
Spicy. I say spicy jelly. Give look over. Have heard of stealth device.
Aurora looked at it and said it was good.
I did.
It seats 2, front and back.
It seats 2 or 1 tie.
Yeah, I maybe. A
We'll have to
cramped
take
tie.
these seats out, Captain, to get you in here.
I think I leave to Glitter Eyes. Squaw is big for a reason.
Yeah,
Alright,
luckily
well,
Arcona physiology is quite slender, so he feels very spacious in there.
That's what he said.
You could maybe reconfigure it for a third spot, but it would be tight.
Yeah, we'll
we
figure
can
that
make
out.
a tight thruple out of this if you guys are
A
interested.
droid socket would be smarter, perhaps, but yeah.
Put a spot for bomb.
We
a
can fit
big,
Kong in here.
a gonk-shaped socket. That's the greatest thing I've ever thought of. Just
I mean, that's a free power pip right there.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole...
So Glitter Eyes. How does stealth field work?
Well, how
I-
does stealth field work?
Well, Jet would know. You push this button, and it uses up a shitload of gas, and makes the ship invisible.
Jake, it's really it takes a lot of resources, but you push the button and then go invisible, pretty much.
How long can it last?
Does it
It
work?
depends on how much resources I have.
Is it
How much
functional?
Yes.
Did salesman demonstrate?
No, I took it for a joyride afterwards.
Okay, we're good then. Where is salesman?
That was the hut.
Yeah, what's the
Ah, okay. Who on YV330?
We really should have asked.
Where Terry?
Terry.
Yeah. rolls
The
up.
shark wants to buy a ship and doesn't know who to talk to because he's a shark.
On account of being a shark.
Yeah.
On account of sharkinitis.
Yeah, let's go this way. There's the ships that Gozu doesn't own himself are managed down here. Hold on, we'll get her. It's a Deveronian woman. I'll say at this point I'll say probably at this point Gozu and his troops have gotten their drinks and roll out, or have rolled out already. Gozu sort of runs the port, so he's pretty busy. So yeah, you can head to the cantina just below here.
All business flows through the cantina.
How would you know that? You're underage.
Terry points.
We were in the cantina when we bought the stealth ship.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Terry points out the lady off to the side here, looking at hollow screens. Yeah, that's Krava. She runs the day-to-day around here.
That's Krava. She runs the day-to-day around here.
You see that like she's like got a bunch of tattoos and a wrist pad that would be used to cast tech powers, and it's just like it's pouring over huge amounts of data about finances, ships coming in, ships going out, ships stolen, things like that. Ships stolen, both stolen from and stolen by.
For. Yeah.
I am told you are a person I can do business with.
Yeah, we could do business if the credits are right.
You have YV330. I would like.
Oh yeah, nice ship. That'll last you a good long time. It's 130.
It's 130, but we'll need a lot of work to make it where I want it. Let's say we do 110.
I mean, what you want, that doesn't necessarily matter too much to me. Go ahead and roll persuasion real quick.
I'll assist roll at advantage.
I know you have
dear.
plans, but that ship's worth 130 all day.
Well, I am deeply unpersuasive. So it's a 14.
Were you rolling at advantage?
Yes, I was.
block.
Yeah, you want to give this a go?
No, it's all right. You say 130. It's shame, but probably price is close enough. I say 14 seems high enough to have not insulted her, but
Yeah.
that's definitely not getting what I'd like out of it.
That's good.
Yeah, so at this point she hasn't budged. If someone else does want to take a crack at it, they could, but if Ty wants to pay 130, he also can just end his process.
I mean,
I say
if anybody else
Rauta or
I'll try and help, but
I say
We'll just-
who's got any kind of charisma here?
Jack.
Hmm.
That's why he's the face, baby. So I can roll charisma. Where is my dice?
Hold on, I'll bring you up.
Absolutely.
Jat's just like zoning out in the hangar, like being high.
And take guidance, you get 3d6 on that bitch.
It's like,
I can give you an advantage because I have it as well.
who calls Jat? Because he's not even in the room at the time.
There's a route to clicks his intercom. Chat.
Yes. That wasn't me.
No, we need you. We need you to talk someone into something.
Oh, okay. So he and Antoine's about just like starts walking.
Immediately is just down.
Like,
That's
oh,
what I
yeah,
like.
man.
Jack got a 29.
Cool. What are you gonna say to persuade this woman to sell the ship for 110?
I assume he, like, Murr, as Jad is walking up, pulls out a chart of, like, what he noticed on the ship. And Murr just is, like, basically feeding cue cards to Jad.
they're like huge. Like the pictures. They're like,
Well, say if I may, if Jad is rolling well, which it seems like is the case, the prearranged request that Ty will have fed to Murr is we will pay 130 if they will install a second hidden laser cannon on it. Give it a,
in cue cards, Murr conveys that to Jad.
And Jack like, so you want dirty for this, huh?
Just furiously writing cue cards.
And it's like, I mean, that's I could see us paying that if you could throw something extra in for us. Maybe another laser cannon?
concealed.
Concealed laser cannon. It's like chat, this is it. They're just like pointing at concealed.
I say Murr just eats one of the nearby shot glasses and it disappears.
Cool.
No, he just no. The rest of the group is in the hangar, and Jat's wearing holographic glasses.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny, but that's not what's actually.
because if we did that, then Jack could do the whole thing where it's like, no, Jack, you have to say this to the Jack. Like, Jack, you have to say,
We definitely have to do some kind of funny spy impersonation thing.
Yeah.
Bit that would be good.
Jack gets into a state dinner. Rauta is just feeding him lines. Rauta and Aurora are just giving him etiquette lessons as he. No, don't pick up that fork. Don't do a key bump. Don't.
Well,
Do not. Salt. Not for that.
well, we could upgrade the ship. It would just take time.
How long?
I mean, that's math. Hold on. Okay, a weapon. I have to go to Starships of the Galaxy. Modifications. It is a small size ship, so its multiplier, its cost multiplier is 1x, so it will cost, that would, yeah. So they would be getting a good deal, but you would also have to wait an amount of time. So they could probably get it done like 5 times faster than a normal, than like if it was just a couple of people modifying their own ship. Let's see how much time that is.
If I give them a spice, will it make them work faster?
No,
So
it'll make them
No.
work slower.
I
Dep-
love
which spice? I mean, if they're all just labeled spice, I don't know if they're getting an upper or a downer.
No, remember, Jet doesn't make downers.
Jet
Oh,
doesn't
right.
believe in downers.
All
Right.
peppers.
I mean, he knows they exist. He just doesn't like that. He doesn't support them.
Less about it.
Believe in downers.
Yeah.
I mean, other than maybe alcohol. Okay, so
it's what I'm requesting is essentially 3 upgrades: one of disguised features,
okay.
1 hard points, and 1 weapon.
This sounds like a significant amount of
I
time.
mean, it's like the request throws off your own timeline. I guess is the main issue.
Could we get it in a coupon form?
Okay.
Next hut marketplace.
Just take it for 120 and we'll call it even.
There, we'll get that. We get modification made later. It will be fine for now.
Once we get the fleet reassembled, we can start sending the backup brigade with whatever ship we want to have upgraded to a port, and have them chill while work is done, and then meet us wherever we are.
That would be such a sweet gig, just to have people pay you to take their car and upgrade it.
I mean, that's a thing that some people used to do that for money. My dad used to do that. Back in the day, it would just be like, hey, someone will pay you to deliver a car across the country.
Seems good. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Imagine the hijinks that could happen while you were waiting in a port for upgrade work to get done.
It sounds like a one-shot.
Yeah.
So who is throwing in
Um,
how much for this?
Yeah, if we keep recruiting people and we just sort of establish a network of spacers, then
I could.
it's a source of many one-shots and also
Jeff throws him the discount.
logistics for our penchant for acquiring ships.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 45,000 credits. I can give at least I'll give 25.
I can give 20 towards it.
Okay, we're at what 45,000.
I could probably throw in another 20.
65,000.
Okay, in that case, I'll throw in the remaining 55.
I'll give you.
Updated and
Well, no, I already did. Shit. No, fuck it. I'll give you another 5,000 so you can just make it an even 50. Oh, please.
Okay.
There you go.
Ow, that hurts, but there we go.
All right. Yeah, and this contract has no stipulations of repossession like the other one did. So
Yeah, this is a
very
straight
nice,
purchase.
simple. You own this thing now.
Money, please.
Good work. More
I-
money
I
talks.
I will put 10,000 credit chits down on the table. Cringe a little inside, but
And she said, "All right, who's the captain? Gotta register it."
I'm gonna say until transfer, Lizard Wizard here is captain of ship.
Okay.
She starts typing lizard wizard.
Oh no! It's Rauta, and then he just gives a long list of titles.
Yeah.
It seems to have been a mistake.
Tim, there's a bot in the chat.
Oh, let's kill it and in Minecraft.
But the best viewers are on boosteffect.online.
Hey, you're not allowed to say that. That's not true.
It is I,
Yeah,
Ghost777.
you've broken the rule. You don't read it out loud.
The GH on the end.
We're not sponsored by whatever that.
Boost effect. Online.
Sorry, I missed your message, Little Monroe. Thank you for the shout out.
Oops,
It's
effect.
been a year. Huzzah.
It has been.
Mm-hmm.
This stream brought to you by Pete's Taxidermy. You kill it, we fill it.
That's not real.
No, it's not.
Not in the least.
Not yet, it's not.
It's actually a complicated money laundering scheme involving the Saudi royal family, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't have to launder money. Like they're in like they're at that dresses and sandals kind of money.
Their version of laundering money is just like, oh, this money is filthy. Someone clean it up.
They're like, manservant, I've accidentally left a briefcase full of hundreds in the washing machine again.
No, I see.
There's an audible like thunk, 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 thunk. Right away, sir.
Well, I mean, a coworker of mine was working in Qatar, and the taxi that he was in, the person before him had left a gold brick in it.
Yeah.
Naturally, he was a bit panicked to find, you know, a little like 1x4 inch block of gold.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do with this? The tax keeper went, oh, you give it to me and I call my fucking boss.
Thank you.
Yep.
Also, I already have.
Jackass left a chunk of gold in here again.
I already have a name picked out for the ship.
Lizard Wizard, welcome to, for now, your ship.
Yay!
It's like, wow, Customs is gonna love you. There's like a paragraph of names.
I say, eventually you have to give to Blinkley, or
Absolutely.
what is Ugnaught called?
Nort?
No.
Maybe not. A
Not
bit more level-headed.
As long as they survive, they will need this ship eventually.
I mean, they could all be dead. We haven't heard anything from them specifically. We've heard from ZT, but not any of the biologicals.
The Twi'lek approaches and the waitress and says, half off Umbaran Tabana blasters.
Oh, I've had enough to drink today, but thank you.
Well, you weren't here earlier. You look like you drink a lot. To Ty.
I mean, it's tempting, but
She has a tray of glowing purple beverage. I'm pretty sure the rest of the group, other than Myrrh, had one each.
I will slide her the requisite credits for 2 of them.
Okay, I don't even remember how many credits they were
I
charging.
think they were like 5 credits.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, if they're half off, then 5 credits buys 2.
Yeah, remember Jack grabbed one, but didn't drink it.
I will hand the other drink to Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for keeping an eye on them.
Naturally, Captain. What good is a lieutenant that doesn't do that?
Now then, Lizard Wizard,
Yes.
get bottle. We've got to go to your new ship.
Absolutely. I'd like to buy a bottle of champagne, he says to the bartender.
Is only champagne if made on planet of Champas.
You want chlorinated or non-chlorinated?
Chlorinated, no.
Jad actually has to decide because he's had both.
Yeah, Gavin could go for either, honestly.
Mur raises a thing for the chlorinated.
Yeah, Jad and Mur both prefer chlorinated, I think.
Let's go with chlorinated. I'm interested to see what bleach pattern it will make on the ship paint.
Alright, well, just make sure you read the warnings that fit your biology, okay?
Ty will casually throw back the Tabana blaster, carefully put the glass down on the bar, and head towards Rauta's new ship.
Yup. Woo! You've made me responsible. This was
Horrible.
the cruelest thing you could do to a noble.
This ain't
Leadership.
I'm not
The
piloting.
thing nobles are known to be allergic to, yes.
Well, I do. Jack, you can pilot the Frost Witch. I've seen you do it. I'll have to go with Router to make sure that the vessel gets there in one piece.
I mean, Jack could work with. I would work with Jad too.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Fuck you too, Router.
You own a ship that you just got back after months of being comatose. I would figure you wanted to pilot the ship that you own.
She kind of just looks back towards the YB and just be like, I did miss the old girl. Fine. The two of you can be watch bodies or whatever. I'll go pilot my own ship.
That's not what that is at all.
No, it's a term from the Navy. It means like your mom, the one that you're co-pilot, the one that you.
Judge just goes, I love how you guys just had that conversation about me
in front of you.
in front of me
Well, I didn't see
without asking me.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm down.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness.
See, I'm not
I feel like there's about a 60% chance that anything said in front of Jad is getting ignored.
Yeah.
It's a very good chance. That's why we can. That's why we
Yeah, but-
usually do this.
That conversation was about Chad, so he paid.
There
Well,
it is.
Jad will surprise you sometimes when he
His
is
favorite
listening.
40% of the time.
I think Gina from Brooklyn.
Well, also, the other thing about Jet, though, is, like, the Force will just, like, give him direct telepathic messages sometimes.
So it's the YV929?
No, the 330 on the left.
Thank you. Sorry.
No problem.
What are your name in it?
The Carcosa.
Ah,
Carcosa.
Mm-hmm. It's the city that the King in Yellow is from.
So I guess we're going to paint it yellow at some point.
Of course we're going to paint it at some point.
or I guess I know
It
the
can't be
real
only yellow, though. We need to come up with a cohesive color scheme.
It has to match. It's important that everything I own matches.
It'll make for better bait, so I say go for it. I'm not
Obviously not today. That's not something to concern ourselves with immediately.
But yeah, hold on. Let's take a quick look. So I built this
This is a
piece by
beauty.
piece the other day. It was fun.
I loved it.
Got the turret in the back, the engine room,
Mm-hmm.
with these two things. There's like a crawl space to get into the rear engine compartment, but mostly you stay out of that. 2 engineering stations, 2 rooms, each with a bunk bed, back to tank, in the med bay, captain's quarters with a nice big bed, 1 bathroom,
Going to need to
spacious
fix it.
cockpit with 3 stations, loading station here, and also you walk in that front hatch. Like the ramp extends out the front basically.
Oh, that's
you walk
cool.
up it, and then once you clear, these doors in the floor close.
So I popped in. So I am right where the entrance is right now. That's fucking.
it is an external cargo hauler, meaning it doesn't really have an internal cargo bay. Well, I guess it does. It's probably just like beneath. It's got a smaller internal cargo bay, but the bulk of its carry capacity comes from containers affixed to the surface, which is why it's able to haul the starship relatively easily.
That's pretty-
The stealth ship.
All right. That's actually another reason it's good jets on this one. Then is we're hauling the jet wing under this.
You would want to be near it.
Ty
And
is
there-
quietly programming the back to tank to have a saltwater mode.
Yeah. There are
Nice.
up to 9 crew can actually be at a station of some kind.
That's awesome.
So
It's like just comical like effect. When we're pulling this thing out, Jack like backs up when he needs to go forward for a second. Shit. It's like shit. Sorry, I'm not used to things this.
now
shit.
you back up as the landing gear is up, but the boarding ramp is still down, and it just scrapes along the metal.
Sorry, I'm not. This is the biggest thing I've ever flown. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, what's a Jesus?
What is
Hmm.
it, Jesus?
I don't know. I don't know why I said that. Weird. Oh, gosh.
You're referring to Jason? That guy who makes really good banh mi on Coruscant?
I thought it was pronounced Jesus.
Well, some people say that, but I thought it'd be cultural appropriation, so I just acted like I thought it was meant.
Let's see.
He makes really good sandwiches.
Oh,
The good Christian stream has been destroyed with the idea that my character thinks that our Lord and Savior is a mere sandwichman.
I mean,
A mere
he
sandwich.
fed like 9,000 people with bread and fish.
This was
Yeah. Who's
So-
to say it wasn't a sandwich?
Who's
Yeah.
to say?
okay. This was never a Christian stream.
Thank fuck.
That joke forever.
Wait. I'm getting the strangest deja vu.
Say, Lizard
We had
Wizard,
the same
you have-
conversation yesterday.
you have big captain's quarters now.
yes. No longer have to sleep in the med bay to be comfortable.
That's why you were doing that?
Yes.
Ugh.
Also, it just made it easier to work.
Well, that I understand, yes.
No walk down the hallway.
Okay, everyone go inside the ship. I'm copying its interior.
It does cause a conundrum now. How, in order to make
Okay,
bed
I'm putting you in the ship.
No, I can be on here. I've got a med bay in here. Yeah. Because if I've got a med bay, that means I can continue manufacturing.
Is anyone else not on the ship?
Can we bring Bonk onto the ship just so we have engineering support and stuff?
Say, you just need to grab Murr, I think.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Mo,
where
do
he
you
is.
want to take a crack at making sure the Carcosa is cleaned? And just
Well, he already did, I think.
Yeah, I've already been all up in that, but it's clean.
Is Mur there? Where's Mur? Okay,
I'm here.
I'm just copying this. So
Raja is just quietly arranging his quarters. He puts his master red hand skull on his desk.
It's massive.
By God.
Is this actually the relative? No, this isn't the relative size.
No, it's not. This thing is roughly the size of the Nomad.
That's pretty cool, though.
What have I done?
it's hard to rotate it without everything getting messed up. So I'm just gonna leave it upright.
No, I get you.
The Corvus must remain fully erect at all times.
Well, I could try. Let's try. I bet I can do it.
We believe in you, Tim.
I believe I can rotate.
Rotate the image, rotate the
It
image.
rotated.
That seems to have kind of worked.
I think it's gonna work out okay. I need to turn the ship now. Oh, there it is. It's like flipping a pancake. No, not really. All the pieces have to stay the way you want them. Okay, it worked out.
That's awesome.
Hopefully it's not slightly askew, but it might be. That's okay though. Life is slightly askew.
That it is.
Also, it would be appropriate for Router's ship to just be slightly off of what you think center should be, no matter where it is that you're standing on it and when.
The longer I stay in this ship, the worse my head hurts.
This is the
Oh,
outside.
Oh, you got, and Router just kind of points to a poster that he's standing next to with a bunch of sigils on it. Step away from that one, maybe. That might be what's doing it.
Avert my gaze from
Don't.
the unreadable sigils.
Yes, don't. That one I got reading a book about. I think it was a small abandoned settlement called Quiet Mound, I believe. Yeah, it's called the. Oh gosh, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's connected to something called the Red Pyramid thing. You probably shouldn't look directly at it for too long. I try not to.
Red pyramid thing.
Yes,
You're just making these things up, aren't you?
No, I'm not kidding. This was according to the book, and he pulls out a book that's just labeled Quiet Mound. It's just like, no, it's just this dude in a butcher's apron and a giant red metal helmet who bashes people's heads apart and appears out of nowhere.
What is the reference to?
Silent Hill.
Pyramid Head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Red Pyramid.
if that's all they are, why does it hurt to read?
Oh, because the person who wrote the novel actually researched real force alchemy for it.
Why would someone do that?
For authenticity's sake, of course.
But the red pyramid thing's just a guy in a butcher's apron. Why would you need Sith alchemy to write about that?
Oh, because the cult he was part of used Sith alchemy to make him an apparition.
So while you're having this,
I don't ever want to get involved in a book club with you, I don't think.
Yeah. You really should not. Some of my books read you back.
while Router is regaling Block with tales of why this ship is going to be a monument to the King in Yellow, Ty is in the engine room double fisting cans of blue spray paint as he graffitis the entire engine room blue. Now Lizard Wizard know how feel.
Everything blue here.
A few hours later, Rowda finally walks in the engine room. That's actually quite calming. Wish you hadn't gotten screens, but it's actually quite calming.
All right. So who's here? Who's in the squaw? Who's in the Frost Witch? How are we divvying crew up for the trip to Bespin?
I will be flying squaw and maybe spend good hour of day in here to relax in salt water.
So can we connect to you the way that the Nomad and the Squaw connect?
Probably. I say I will land the squaw on its roof.
Gunk.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Well, yes, that's an excellent point, Bonk. Thank you for telling me that.
That's great.
Sorry.
All good, man. All good.
It cuts to just Jet in the cockpit, like driving with his feet as he does a line twice, talking to Bong. He's like, "No, you should see this new ship. It's so cool." And he turns to me like, "I was told you could land it in the Emperor's front yard."
Bong. Bong.
Meanwhile, within like an hour of getting the two ships connected, Rauta has moved any of his possessions into his new quarters for the foreseeable time that it will be his quarters. Also, it is trippy as hell watching the entire ship just metamorph. As
I
it
imagine
moves around.
this is what happens whenever you fly it. It just kind of
Oh!
somersaults through hyperspace.
Well, that's after we install the improbability drive on it.
Here, Jack, going, Rox, I told you, I know we made the bet. I can fly this thing upside down, I promise you.
Do it, then! Fucking prove it to me!
You are flying it upside down.
Rauta is just standing on the ceiling. He realizes his robe is draping in the opposite direction. Oh! Good show! Now turn us right side up.
He does his favorite move, which is a barrel.
Even Aurora at this point is just like, okay, I'm holding on to everything I have to hold on to.
I think
Ty is
Bong
floating upside down in the sealed now saltwater tank. This is why Ty not let Spicy Glitter Eyes fly any of Ty's ships.
I think Block's just gonna spend the 6 days in his fighter. Better cramped knees than trying to survive on either of these ships.
Yeah, I imagine because Jack, the Force helps him fly,
Mhm.
so he like, as a pilot, definitely phones it in because he's just seeing pure Force luck and like 5s, he'll be fine flying the ship. And
Yeah.
it's all worked out for him.
It's a bit like not bothering to get your forklift certification and just trusting on vibes to take care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So here you have your forklift, sir?
Oh no.
That's a
But
mistake.
my vibes,
We'll
immaculate.
see you later.
But I can put a blind mode on and drive it backwards.
Forklift simulator.
See you fucking later. That's what I said to my dad.
Went up through
The
him
fleet
and-
grows.
Oh God.
With forklift.
Oh yeah, it's not too much bigger than the other two.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not.
I mean, if it is an external cargo ship, then the big thing about it is that it's designed to clamp on to larger immobile things and bring them along, which might explain why half of it is engine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm very sad. I'm sure this was the correct choice, but I'm just sad we didn't get Space Struck.
No, I get you. I miss Spruck as well.
Spruck will live on in our hearts.
Sprucken's a Deutsche.
What's this from?
Space truck.
Yeah, the truck made out of space.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Sprucken's a
too late.
truckin'.
We can always go back and get it.
So the real question is there a way to modify the space truck so that it will transform into a robot?
Is it more than meets the eye?
That's what I'm hoping.
The dream.
The dream.
Could you imagine a spaceship just in space and then turns into Optimus Prime and he's like, well, fuck, I don't have gravity. I don't know what I'm going to do.
This version of me can't fly!
I just also enjoy the idea that much like when they were watching over Aurora, Rauta and Jat are just fucking passing a blunt back and forth at almost all times while they're flying.
I feel like the rest of the convoy is giving your ship a wide berth.
I feel like it's a good thing that we're physically attached to the SCUA and are not actually driving anywhere right now.
Oh,
Just for a second.
The squaw. Sorry.
Squid.
Squid.
Squaw.
Squaw.
Squid.
Yeah.
Arvin Jet is sitting in the cockpit smoking weed all fucking trip.
You may not have to paint the interior yellow if you just keep smoking.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna leave it on the new ship screen.
I like the new ship screen.
Yeah.
Purple, good color.
But we will pretend that people are standing in the correct ships. Okay, so I guess okay, so we are heading to Bespin now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Best spin.
About a week in space.
I'll try best spinning. That's a good trick.
Okay.
So the ships are connected or no?
Yeah, they're
So we
connected.
Okay. Because I was like, Jack should move his stuff if he doesn't actually have to sleep on Rob's ship. He won't.
Mm-hmm. He will not.
Are we able to connect all 4 ships, or just the 2 bigger ones, or what's that?
They'll just all be connected. Just hand wave it.
Okay.
Yay!
I don't have to sit down for the entire trip.
Fantastic. That also means that Aurora and Rauta can combo craft.
Okay, we just say connect 2,000.
Speaking of,
You can do 1,000.
Zhukov.
Or 1,000. I'm not sure if you have expertise in this.
I do.
Then you can make 1,000 street value in your lab. 1,000. 1,000 per day. 2,000 street value.
Zhukov.
Yo.
Yes.
You wanted me. You gave me all this money for like gun shit. Is there anything in particular you want me to be working on?
I'm a fan of anything with a foregrip to increase accuracy. Start simple, modifying chassis, giving floating barrels to some weapons when they can need to be shot longer distances. Optics are usually good. Failing that, if you can make any flash grenades, stuns, anything like that, those are usually useful as well.
All right. I start to work on that.
Cool. Do you require any manuals? I have a fair few in my library. Should there be anything that you've not made before?
I'm not averse to reading an instruction manual, but I'll be honest, I'm used to building it so that it works, not necessarily the way it's supposed to be built.
Do you have does Block have like a tech pad of any sort, or a wrist pad, any kind of wrist computer?
Probably.
No, it wouldn't be on your wrist, I don't think. But there are computers everywhere.
No, I do not have
a
specific.
yeah, you
I
can
do
buy
not.
one.
I have plenty of portable computing, but none of it specifically on a wrist pad.
Generally, you would have that if you're a tech caster. That's what that is. In this system, that's what that is an indication of usually.
I do know casting, so no specific wrist thing, but I do have
Each per day.
I do have a fair number of data pads, and
Will
at least one bandolier slot is for little computer.
your 5 days.
So I may not have the cool Apple Watch, but I do have an iPad in my bandolier.
Yeah.
4
Well, the only
Everyone
reason
has a phone, basically.
Yeah.
24 antitoxins.
I guess what I was getting at is I just want to like boop my tech pad against that, just like a nudging 2 devices together. Like, here, now you have access to the library.
All right, I will get to work.
Oh, workshop of all the dirty stuff is down on. What was it, Tim? Is it the second or the third level? Like, I never remember which one is the.
I don't know what numbering system you're using, but the lowest deck is where the lab is.
There you go then.
Here,
Instructions are updated into your HUD.
here.
All right.
That's pretty great.
Anytime I have access to something like that, okay, there you go.
It's down here.
Just because I love the video
The
game
lab
logic.
is
In your HUD now.
this white area, I think.
So then we'll continue. Aurora, are you still interested in continuing to assist me in manufacturing medical supplies?
Let's go. We're on shift.
All right. So with 5 days of that, that is, we'll craft a total of 30 med packs, 24 antitox kits, and 12 trauma kits.
Pretty good.
Alrighty, and I will just add those to the medical inventory I'm keeping for the party.
Excellent.
So that's 35 med packs.
Never have to buy med packs again.
We do ever have to buy med packs again.
It can be assumed that we have a med pack.
12 and 12 and
You stole my seat.
He did.
You loser.
Well, your butt was there. It was warm.
all right, and you just over the next couple of days, every so often, Rauta just leaves the lab with a stack of medical supplies and begins stocking different med days on the different ships.
How long are you traveling for?
5 days, I think. No, 7 days.
So I could make 1,400.
14,000 if you got the chemicals to do so, yeah.
I would have bought them all. Something like that.
Yeah, because I just burned through all 10,000 creds worth of medical crafting supplies in 5 days.
So this space would be a lot more full of things at this point. This is how I made it when it first was created. You have the water tank and the hydroponic area.
At one point on like day 3, someone just walks into the lab. Rauta's like visibly tweaking on some kind of a stim.
Oh my gosh. Rauta!
He's doing like an incredibly elaborate knot with like with a set of prayer beads on the box. It has to be a perfect fractal. Otherwise it won't work right.
You're going to burn yourself out on both ends if you keep doing drugs like that. Take a rest, for God's sakes.
He calmly walks over to the med bed and just falls face down unconscious.
I was going to deploy the that's an order, but I'm glad you did that.
He just like literally turns on a heel, walks 2 steps to the bed, falls over, and is immediately snoring.
And if this is on the witch's equipment room, I'm like, I have electrified the count. Oh, he's asleep. Never mind.
Where has Rauta fallen asleep?
Good question.
In the med bed of the Frost Witch's med bay.
Ty will very quietly pick Rauta up and drop him off in his own bedroom.
Oh, that's nice. Oh. Thank you, Captain.
Rauta just wakes up. Bogan is sitting on top of his face. How did I get here?
I say Bogan is still on the Nomad.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Bogan is on the Nomad, Bogan is keeping watch on the Nomad.
Bogan is wherever it is convenient for Bogan to be, I think.
Bogan is wherever Bogan chooses to be.
Bogan is on the Nomad, then.
Oda wakes up with Myrrh just sitting on. You've been exploding from both ends. I'm the only thing that kept you from drowning from both ends.
Well, I owe you a great debt then. To never speak of this to anyone, in fact, is what I owe you that debt for.
How much money you got?
Let's see here. Would 5,000 creds buy you silence?
6,000.
5,500.
No, I'm still gonna push for 6,000. That makes
6,000, and you shake my hand to agree to it.
What are you guys handshaking about?
The handshake is important.
all right. Well, you get a gloopy. You see, like, so, like, when you say you see like a regular kind of like approximation of a hand, but when you say it's important, then suddenly it like turns into like a too detailed hand. Like it's all goo, but it's rendered so well it makes you feel uneasy. Like you can see veins working in it,
There's
even
like
though it's not doing anything. Like it's just like
how did you?
The veins stop halfway down the forearm.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
it has a-
really closely. How did you make knuckle hair? That's incredible.
Well, I mean, I've seen it before, felt it, and so it's he just shakes the hand. 6,000 credits, please.
And he happily hands him the 6,000 credit chip.
Nice.
And after they shake hands, his hand is just, I presume, perfectly clean, like he just freshly shed.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
Beautiful.
spotless. Technically sterile.
Even better.
Also, you should really work on your diet, I think.
I'm hanging out with Jat too much. I'm eating too much.
It's heavily salt based.
Well,
he loves those
the
what are
funny
they?
thing is,
Cracklins?
the funny thing is, if you completely sterilize a reptile skin, from what I understand, that's actually is bad for them.
Sucks to be Rauta.
Rauta just uses seed and regenerates the bacteria on his hand.
What did you say, Chatway? What?
Salty food.
Okay.
Gamorrean cracklins. The equivalent of pork rinds.
Oh, Jeff's vegetarian.
Yes. Those don't actually technically digest for you, I've learned.
There's much debate about whether it came from the meat of Gamorreans or it is a dish that Gamorreans make. And the Gamorreans have not clarified.
They refuse.
Why not both?
Yeah, I would definitely want to eat that.
They're like, maybe.
Rauta bought them in an ill-advised attempt to buy a salty snack for Jat.
Yeah.
And Jat just looked at it with, that's meat. I don't
disgusting.
That's awful.
I appreciate the thought, but I cannot eat this.
Oh, well, more for me then. Oh, that's quite good.
They aren't bad, even the second time.
He's still a farm boy at heart, corn fed.
Oh, I love that.
It acts much like corn for you. Just comes out fully formed.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
You never go hungry.
Never unlimited resource.
I am more than happy to pay Mur 6,000 credits, for his silence.
Yep. Well, you have it, sir. It's.
You're all down in the kitchen.
Just with you.
I'll make a note of it. Speak not of Rauta's digestion.
On my sheet, Rauta has bought Mur's silence on his digestive
I was
issues.
half hoping Mur would just run out and be like, everybody! I ate Raptor's shit and puke.
No. He'd have to write it because his silence has been bought. Does the Frostwood?
Also, does he even really eat? I think he more like consumes.
That's how he views it. I think the others have decided he eats to humanize.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. It's actually on my sheet under credits now.
Does the Frost Witch have any kind of crafting related gubbins?
Yes.
Like specifically like arms, stuff that helps with arms tech stuff? Because I know you've got stuff for medical crafting.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I have it written. Yeah. Okay. There is a general wet lab, a containment suite, intimidation hardware. So down in the, I guess, basement, whatever bottom level where you are, there's also like a room for what torturing people.
Don't like that.
Well, it's
Well,
never been used.
No, that was like an external thing. You can make fog. You have a fog
Like that
machine.
better.
That's a different thing.
Well, then I don't know. Let me see if I personally have equipment that can help you.
I mean, it's fine. I don't need equipment. It just means that, you know, for 6 days you're getting 5 grenades.
Well, I guess that's unfortunate. I can probably try to get a suite for that at some stage.
That's fine. Once we get the Nomad back, the workshop should
That's right.
heavily crank that up. But for now, Block spends 6 days very carefully in full armor,
Yeah.
building 3 stun grenades, 2 flash grenades, and 25 cartridges
Nice.
By hand. Nice.
by hand.
Iron Man or Tony Stark in a cave style.
Yep.
I like to think that because the lab is like right across the hallway from Hal, that Block probably before he gets started goes into Hal's chamber and hooks up his signal amplifier backpack to Hal's vocoder, so that he and Hal can shout at each other from across the hallway.
Right.
So Hal can now shout about locking on at an incredibly high decibel level.
That's
He
beautiful.
can tell stories of his best lock-ons on Republic vehicles.
Yeah.
Well,
I like to think that Hal was the Hailfire droid that fired that missile that one-shot an ATTE in episode 2.
Sure, let's say he was.
And he will not shut up
It's
about
Tim
it.
Cannon, maybe.
Yay.
I am such a badass. Everybody already.
I'm
But yeah,
so
just-
cool.
Very intricate, explosive crafting with like real ass thick metal fingers. This would be a lot easier if this man would ever take his armor off.
Bloody hell.
Wait, Rob. So if I made, we have 7 days.
Pulling a Mandalorian, eh?
It's, what did you say? It's 1,000 per day plus twice that for.
It's 1,000 per day. It was doubled because Aurora and I were both using a med bay. So for you, you'd be able to make 1,000 credits. You'd be able to spend 1,000 credits worth of crafting material to craft 2,000 credit street value worth of spices per day.
So it costs me 7,000, but I can make 40,000.
Correct. Exactly.
Basically, this just lets you double your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how crafting works.
Oh, well, in that case, it's 6 stun grenades and 4 flash grenades.
Nifty.
Ooh.
And 50 cartridges that are staying with me.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
You need them for stuff.
As the crafty boy.
Every med bay is stocked. Every bathroom has enough spice to do.
That's not where you're supposed
Say,
to.
Ty at one point will just grab a handful of your med packs and use them to set up a first aid station in the squaw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Like one of those like wall boxes that never has the bandage scissors in it.
Oh, yeah.
The always half empty first aid box.
Yeah, but no one definitely checks on.
I mean,
For the first time in the existence of this ship, that first aid box is finally full.
Router just comes along behind you with trauma kits and antitox kits to stock it as well. He holds up the antitox and he goes, "It's got 10 uses, but you know how Jack is."
He's going to do that? Okay.
No, these are to clean him up if he goes too far with it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, these reverse poisoning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like anti-drug poison.
Yeah, no, I've manufactured what is for all intents and purposes science fiction Narcan.
Space Narcan it
Well,
is.
doesn't
Sparkan.
Bonk has that, I think.
Yes,
Yes,
Bonk will
Bonk.
have an onboard antitox kit.
Yeah, Bonk very specifically is programmed with all manner of spice-related resuscitation.
If you can't, we can. Sparkan.
And
Clue did a lot of space
Googling.
googling.
Yeah, who do you think restocks his antitox kit?
He hasn't even had to use it.
Yes, who do you think hypothetically restocks his antitox kit?
Probably me.
No, me.
Okay.
As the medical officer for our crew, I'm responsible for dealing with all of that, including that.
Good to know. And for the record, I always use the right amount of drugs.
And also, Clue programmed Bonk to refill his own
Yeah.
tox kit because Clue's not going to leave that to Rauta.
And then you just see Bonk just inventorying med kits, and it just picks up an antitox, loads it into itself, and Roger just goes,
Bonk.
"Oh shit, I guess not." Okay, Bonk takes care of Bonk.
Bonk.
Thank you, Bonk.
Bonk.
Donk.
So outside of what I've given to you guys, I have the total list of everything medical-wise stocked on all of the ships.
Ooh. Nice.
Cool. Okay, so anything else in hyperspace?
I
No.
don't think so.
All right.
Use my artist implement to draw some new dojins.
That's all we have.
There's just like,
Okay.
I imagine it goes like
That's okay.
day 1, day 2.
I'll
One day
have
is just
that
or fucking Coruscant girl dolls again. Shut that awake again! Fuck! John, help me! I swore I got rid of that one. John, help us the back! The dolls are awake again! Jack just looks, climbs back up the ladder. I want nothing to do with that. Locks the fucking cargo bay.
No.
No, I imagine like Jet like looks at it and then just like points like spins his eyes and then points his lightsaber at it and goes, "No,
No. Get back.
no."
Just the dramatic Star Wars music is happening, just dun 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 dun, as Jazz is just half-assedly waving his lightsaber like, "You stop it, hey,
Right now.
no."
Stop it right now.
It still does the anime speed lines behind you as you just half-assedly swing it, just like that, like a fucking fly swatter.
Naturally orange. Get his ass. Get his ass.
I think like Block will spend 8 hours a day crafting munitions
Mm-hmm.
and then spend most of the time on the fighter with Terry.
Avoiding the slice of life anime is a smart decision.
Yeah,
We'll see if we ever find out why Block is the way Block is.
I'm interested to do so.
I want to know what block is, and I want him to show me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what Block is.
Show us your block.
Or two kinds of people.
I like to imagine that the Z98 has some kind of like canopy tenting technology, because you have to be able to fly through explosions and all that. So I like to think that he can just tent the canopy to black and
Turn
at
on the
least-
flash shields and make the
Yeah.
whole thing go opaque.
at least take the
That's
helmet
the
off
thing.
while he's sleeping in the Corvus, which I should probably name at some point. Corvin, sorry.
Corvin, yeah.
I mean, you could just name it the Crow.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it the Crow,
That works.
because I keep calling it that
It's
anyway.
a reference, sort
It
of.
is a
to-
reference. It's not moldy yet.
Yeah.
not-
The
Yeah.
unmolded. Crow the unmolded.
A fresh crow.
Factory fresh crow.
Yeah, sealed and mint condition crow.
Mint in box Crow.
Mint in box crow.
You can't
mean, it
even
was-
get these. Yeah.
It was mint in box when he got his hands on it.
You
That's true.
cannot buy these ships. These ships have not been produced technically, or I mean they've not gone into production. I mean,
Yeah.
they've a very small number of them exist.
That's
We
crow.
pulled us a first arc of Andor season 2 before we knew what Andor season 2 was going to contain.
Sourdough.
Yep.
Sourdough.
And the funny part is the season 1 arc of this this campaign also involved like pretty similar vibes of like being a downtrodden labor force dominated by corporate powers, and then the Empire slowly encroaching in on that. And like that was before the show. I'm like, God damn
Great
They
minds
made-
think alike.
it. Yeah, they made the show I always wanted because I made the D&D game that I always wanted to be made into a thing.
I
Go
also
watch
like.
Andor after the stream, everybody.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
but until then, watch this because this is
Yeah.
good.
Alright. I do love the like hyperspace RP, I gotta say.
Yeah, the manuals Aurora gave would probably have the Republic symbol
like
on
that.
them.
Don't like that.
Well, it's the only stuff I'd have access to besides.
Right.
I know.
And like the name of like a fancy Coruscant piloting school.
Yeah.
and the Republic symbol, but I don't want to role play your character for you, but I could picture him doing a number of things to only look at what's inside and not have to see that part.
The way Block is, he's not a slicer. He doesn't understand software particularly well. So I imagine it's just post-it, like whatever the Star Wars equivalent of a post-it note over the part of the screen that has that logo on.
Oh yeah, I guess they're ebooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably also hazard that Aurora's copies are annotated, so
Yeah,
there would
true.
be, you know, if nothing else, like it might be a Republic manual, but it's like someone actually bothered to make sections of it legible that are otherwise kind of like, I don't know, Byzantine.
No, better yet, you just say you ask Terry to hack the front page hologram.
Terry, can you do an image swap throughout this entire document, changing out this logo for the right logo?
You know,
plays the droid army theme, but in like chiptune, just like MIDI or whatever. Yeah, it's like I have hacked it.
What?
That's
I'm curious
Terry.
about
That's
these-
actually Terry's typical. Like, if he hacks an Imperial console and later someone tries to access it, they get the same thing.
the same music that
The sa-
Block.
Yeah,
whenever
the
you
same music,
pop up.
the digitized sound
chip
version
tune.
of it,
Yeah.
and just like a low polygon count drawing of the CIS logo over top of whatever they were doing as the screen melts in the background.
These annotations that Aurora has put in these manuals.
Yeah.
What? I'm assuming that she put those in for her own benefit, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of things did she annotate? Like what did Aurora need to make notes about, as opposed to, like, does that question make sense? Like.
Yes. So in certain protocols, you might see a suggested range of reagents, and you would have seen like a data table off to the margin that's like, this is what 750 micrograms did. This is what 850 did. This is what 1 gram did. That kind of stuff, where it's like any place where the manual is left less precise than it could be, there would be notations, experimentation of like added precision, real life data where possible. If there is a definition that's nestled somewhere in a glossary, she might write it up there if it's just to save time looking around. There might even, I would probably even go so far as to say that there'd be like digital pagelets that are inserted here and there, as if she could shove like a digital version of a sticky note. Or like you really need to like translate a couple of pages into like shorthand. There's definitely stuff like that. In particular, last but not least, I would say any protocol that she spent a good while looking over, there's definitely like cheat sheet versions for the longer protocols where it's like, you don't need this entire couple of sentences to express centrifugate at 16,000 RPM for 5 minutes, or incubate sample for 15 minutes at room temperature instead of whatever else.
It is kind of frustrating me to be playing Block right now, because Clue would have loved all of that.
Yeah.
Block, on the other hand, well, that's more information than I need. Turn the page.
It's unfortunate if the goal is to like make it seem easier to read. Just like, that's too much.
I don't know what's going on here.
That's a lot of fancy words.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Not every student can benefit from a textbook the same way, so that's okay.
Yeah.
No, not worried.
I mean, in college, I always bought used textbooks exactly so that I could see what notes other people read, and half the time it was entirely unhelpful, because it was just, I understand this very well just reading the text. I don't. This person and I intake information differently, so this is not.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I get the most information from the act of the note taking. I don't ever read the notes. I just take them, and by doing that, it's in my brain in a different way.
Use brain.
That's my TED Talk.
Use brain on book.
Work with me.
Yeah, and then reading books, no, I don't. It just no. That's what my solution was in college. I can't. That was my solution.
I would certainly hope that that Block was able to find like at least like a table for like, this is like the quick cheat sheet for how to make flash grenade bullshit or whatever. I don't know. You get it.
I think he's probably. Oh, sorry.
Picture him efficiently isolating the specific data that's relevant to any context he encounters.
Yes.
I imagine he's just scanning the tables for, okay, this is as much bang powder as I can afford to put in this grenade. Here's what it'll do. Cool. I'm gonna do that, and then just ignoring the rest of the table. And
that's exactly how I would do that sort of thing. Extract correct data for the specific thing in my brain right now.
Can I
do thing?
Question that the answer to which should probably be no. Since we have these annotated notes of different like levels of intensity of flashbang intensity, can I make some kind of roll to try to make better flashbangs? Because like increasing the DC or something like that.
Make them brighter.
Sure.
Brighter flash grenade.
Yeah,
Like
we could
louder,
roll a thing.
Stronger. Correct.
I choose to roll a thing.
You got it in one.
I really miss having temporary boost.
Mhm.
Let's see. Am I just proficient? I think I'm expert. I'm expert in oil painting. I am just regular proficient in arms tech. Do you want that to be int or dex or what attribute would you like for making
I
spicy
think
grenade?
int is probably what it
I was afraid you would say that.
should be. I guess wisdom. Bomb makers you could argue, have a wisdom-based component.
In that case, 21 if it's wisdom, or 19 if it's int.
I'll allow wisdom.
You are merciful.
I mean, I just think that is a fair point, though, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's dead bomb makers and wise bomb makers, right?
Exactly. So the standard DC for a flash grenade is 14.
Oh,
Can we bump that?
Sure.
Un peu?
Wait,
By 6?
what did you roll again?
21.
Okay. What it started at 14.
Mhm.
Let's say. How about like roll a d6.
Oh, I was picking up my D4. 2.
If we're rolling for it, you got to give some extra headroom, But that's still good. 16 is still a good DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash grenades, DC 16. Can I do the same thing with the stun grenades?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want separate rolling for that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
This time it's the D4.
Four worse than previous roll, so 17 instead of 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say roll a d2. Flip a coin.
Even 2.
Warning.
Okay. So yeah, add 2 to the DC. There you go.
At the end of the week, Block will present slightly more effective stun and flash grenades to Aurora.
hell yeah.
So
How's that?
add those to your inventory, because I'm never throwing a grenade in my life.
Handcrafted.
Artisanal stun and flash grenades DC 16 instead of 14.
Ooh. Well done. Nice heft. Hey, browser, think fast.
All right. Okay. 5
That's
stun grenades and 4 flash.
No, I wouldn't actually do
That's
that.
a genuine
I will
Geonosis
catch the
special right
grenade.
there.
I would not actually throw a less than lethal in a room like that. No, that's a dumb idea. Especially
The
considering that flashes can do actual physical damage to you.
The grenades do have the Separatist logo, like painstakingly hand painted in like on all sides. Like if it's like a hexagonal grenade, there's six logos on there with
You just
very
gotta-
nice oil paint.
She just kind of looks wryly at you, like, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good work.
Your notes were occasionally useful.
Oh, I thought you were going to say meticulous, but right. Yes.
That too.
Assist you in some way.
Very thorough.
You are talented weaponsmith. Good job, Block.
My brother was always the thorough one. I'm just the get shit done one.
You'll never look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say.
What's a horse?
Right. So she just bumps your watch again. That's a horse.
Oh, weird fuckers.
Yes, they smell strange as well.
They look like they die easy. Like what? They don't have like giant horns or extra layers of skin. Like they look pretty fragile.
And no, but they are quite fast, and many of them are excellent at throwing cargo across the field. You know, if you're doing farming or something.
People will do the weirdest shit with anything they come across.
Is this where we learn that Aurora is in fact a horse girl?
I think we already knew that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think that she. I think she just knows them personally. I don't think she particularly likes them. If anything, she's probably like sharing that sensation with Block that they're like they are strange. I mean, they're useful, but they're strange.
I picture Aurora more as like a gearhead, like vehicle, spaceship nerd, speeder nerd, non-organic mount type of person.
Yeah, like I might be able to figure out a speeder bike or a swoop is really good or not. Like you might look at a motorcycle, but yeah, probably she's just like, ugh, horses are they smell way worse than a motorcycle does.
I never was much a fan of a means of conveyance that shat a lot.
Yeah, it seems terribly inefficient, doesn't it?
Grew up with a lot of shit.
I've taken a lot of shit in my career. I have.
Oh, I meant literally, but yeah, that too.
My mom would always threaten to send me to the horse girl camp if I did bad and if I got bad marks in school.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
why I was cheaper.
Funnily enough, yeah, there is canonical horses. There are a number of animals that are canonical, like ducks, because they were in the background of a Naboo scene. And horses are found on a few planets.
All right.
Coruscant being one of them.
Why not?
Domesticated, yeah.
Where do they keep them? There's no.
Or horses, city horses, feral street horses.
The richest people in the galaxy live on Coruscant. They have whatever animal they want.
True, but I'm picturing like raccoons, but horses.
Hey, look, that people are betting on
like
horse races on Coruscant, right?
True.
We have seen that canonically as well.
It's like when you have a griffin that is a hybrid between a fox and a seagull.
Ah, yeah, those bastards.
The technical term used by scientists was equus or EQUUS. How are you supposed to say that in English? Equus. Equus. Yeah, I guess it would just be equus. You're right.
But you're not supposed to say it in English. You're supposed to say it in Latin.
Which is basic. Wait, English is basic. A scientist would call it the Latin word, which is
English
basic
is
for
basic, yeah.
Which is basic for science word. Some horses in Star Wars have tusks, apparently.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Here, I'll pull up the tusk horse picture that I see here. That's the fun part about running a Star Wars D&D game is there's just all this lore chilling out there.
That would stress me out so much.
Well, but it's like a lot of it's just goofy and doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it doesn't. I'm just it.
Well, and then that's I was stressed out about it, and then I said, wait, this is Tim canon. The stuff that's incorrect is correct if I say it is correct. I'm the DM.
Ooh.
Oops.
That's just Torrent from Elden Ring, but with tusks. That's awesome.
Here,
One of those,
I put it in the.
That is a proper animal right there.
Oh yes, that thing is lovely.
Yeah, I didn't see my growing up. My parents didn't threaten to send me to a horse camp if I didn't get good grades. My job was mucking out the Block stables. That's why they called me Block. So they knew which one of the kids was in charge of mucking out the fucking. Yeah.
What is block?
It's you see this picture of this weird horse with these tusks.
Yes.
Imagine more tusks
Thank you, Piers.
and more horse, like broader.
Thank you for the lyric.
I mean, technically, Wikipedia says it's like a bantha, but
Like a bantha, yes.
I imagine spikier.
A small bantha. Oh, yeah. No, there's different animals. Oh,
Okay,
thank you
makes
so much,
sense.
Heartless Halo, for the sub.
Yee.
So where are spikes on buckshot?
I will just gesture to the seam in the helmet that retracts the top of the helmet.
You have spike under helmet?
Maybe.
Okay.
If we ever find someone I particularly don't like, we'll see how that goes. Persis, I've narrowed the species range down to things with horns.
Yep, that still doesn't.
That's
completely,
still several. Yeah.
But it's closer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a very broad.
Mm-hmm. Could be very long tusks. It could be
Yeah.
a skinny Gamorrean.
It could just be dandruff, but he's too shy to say.
Mer knows. I haven't even had to pay him for his silence yet.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anybody.
Mur, well, that's the beauty of it. Mur doesn't actually like grasp organic details too much, anyway. I think.
That's what my privacy is dependent on. Mer not understanding how vertebrates work.
You see like a book of like Star Wars species and just Blanc just like diving for it, burning it.
Just shooting it out of Mer's hand with the crow's browns.
Sometimes I wonder if our animals think we're weird when we take our clothes off. Like, why are you removing your fur, human? That's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if animals think that humans are weird when humans put clothes on the animal.
They definitely think that.
Extra skin.
They definitely think we're weird when we put clothes on the animal.
You're like, hey, why are you doing this? I have my own fur.
But I did have a dog that needed it because she couldn't take cold weather.
Yeah.
So she did actually, once it was on comfortably, she did like the clothing.
It was just the process of getting it on comfortably that was the challenge.
Yeah. I would just grapple her and my mom would pull the sweater on, but then she'd be able to go for a walk in the dead of winter, so that's good.
Yeah. All right. Any other slice of life shit happening?
I don't think so.
We
No.
have sliced our lives successfully.
And made
slice up your
slightly
life.
better. And made slightly better grenades.
We've also spiced up our life thanks to Jet,
Yeah.
and made bombs and drugs. Good work, team.
Yeah.
Drugs and bombs and bombs and drugs.
Medicine.
We're the
In a
good guys.
game. Oh yeah, and medicine. Medicine that
Thanks and drugs.
we will sell to people probably, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm just gonna
absolutely.
sell the shit
So
out of my
much.
drugs.
Oh yeah, and then we sold different drugs off camera in a different ship on a different planet. You weren't even there for it. Good work, everybody. Okay, I think we're well. Let's just do the closing cutscene. The proximity
Arriving at
alarm for
Bespin.
Bespin finally starts to chime after close to a week in hyperspace. Do you all rush to the cockpit? Are some of you too high to do such a thing?
Oh no, Router rushes
Yeah.
to the cockpit.
Chat would go to the cockpit, especially because he's gonna
All
fly.
right.
To the crow.
You move to your respective cockpits, and the tunnel of hyperspace shortens into lines, which shrink into dots, and erupting before your eyes as you drop out, and regular physics takes back over. You see a gaseous orange planet with a blazing sun.
Huzzah.
And the cool Star Wars music swells as the credits roll for the episode.
Copyright
That's the legal way to do it. We've transformed it, and we've educated people that Caleb is an okay singer.
That was not the lesson to learn there.
Well, it's a lesson I learned.
Well, excellent timing because I can hear Tybalt being a pest. So
What a
I will-
fart butt.
I will bid you all good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
I had excellent fun, particularly watching the bonding over drugs and grenades. Those,
That was fun.
that was my happy thing for this episode.
Happiness.
I like it.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Right.
Okay, who else would like to say things?
I'll go
About
for it. 'Cause
things.
I already declared my someone else to be Tim's.
Oh, yeah.
Still, there was a lot of really good stuff tonight, but I'm going to stand by what I said and say that Tim's Terry was a real fucking highlight for me.
Oh, yeah.
For myself, I really enjoyed just. I need to be clear. Jack did this.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That was very nice.
And also, holy shit, I have a ship.
You do have a ship.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
For the moment.
Most of us do at this point.
Yeah.
A couple of us have multiple ships.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. You.
Chad.
And doesn't Ty have two ships? Multiple
Yes.
ships?
He does have two ships.
Yep.
The OG. The people who have been here the whole time. have two ships.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever we get the supply line of ships running, just have caches of ships throughout the galaxy. It'll be fun. We'll do one shots. Okay, the three of you take X-Wings. Blow this thing up, then land on the surface. Take out this target. And then it
Honestly,
updates.
that would be
Then it
super
updates the galaxy map a little bit.
That would be
Now,
super cool.
now rebels can establish a spot in this planet.
Capture the flag.
Then if you do something stupid, the Empire finds where that planet is. We do a session of shit, the Empire knows. Delete everything and run.
Which is very fun.
I would love to just have the Empire hire bounty hunters and just have some Mando shit to be like, oh, we're here to kill you. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, you guys, you thought that we were gonna.
And
No.
a fair few mainstream Mandalorians just were like, yeah, we're Imperials now. The ones who didn't want to get bombed into oblivion. That didn't work out in the long term, but for a while, the Imperial Mandos did okay for themselves. Their armor just had to match Imperial regulation, which turned out pretty badly for them.
One could imagine.
I forget when exactly Braun is. I meant to finish my timeline and then I didn't.
Well,
No tears.
Braun was first a character in a campaign that took place in 10 BBY.
Okay.
He was a teenager during the Clone Wars.
That's right.
At the end of the Clone Wars, he decided to turn away from the dark side and stay loyal to his Mandalorian brothers
Yep.
in our other campaign, and turned a red lightsaber to white, which in 10 BBY is now blue.
It's really,
Bluish with a bit
I
of
think
green.
actually his name was the teal one.
Or no,
if
yeah,
memory-
teal. That's right.
I
It's
think I
now
written
teal.
down.
Anyway, those are details that don't super matter, but that's okay.
No, I mean they're him.
I'm
feel
just recalling.
I just love the idea of at some point, maybe even in the earlier part of his life, just because that's Braun's energy. Just like, oh no, like a one shot where like the antagonist is actually Braun, played by you, and it's just like, oh no, you guys, you misunderstand. I'm here to kill you.
But we've gotten very off topic. Who was
Yes, you. Buddy.
it was
I believe
Yeah.
it's you because you were
yeah.
upped for Terry.
All right. Yeah, I liked being a hut
Mm.
and being ominous and friendly at the same time.
Yeah, this was a hut with a bit of personality.
I really enjoy huts in general, or I like trying to think of the cultural lens of that a hut would take. And it was also interesting to be playing a hut that still has some of the cachet of a hut, but like not as many connections. Just like he's just like in a hole somewhere outside of hut space. He's not like a nobleman, but he's made his own trash empire.
Yeah, just
And,
like we're trying to do.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, like channeling. But yeah, he still has a pretty insane hut past. Oh yeah, and I think we talked about this in the chat. I forget if we talked about it in the game. They collected Jet's biological information because they shared a pipe.
Mhm.
So now if the ship goes into default and is not returned properly, a galaxy-wide network of bounty hunters will get a flag.
Yeah,
So that'll be
I'm sure
interesting.
that'll be fine.
So
I mean, if chat is already
you
on
could-
the one.
so,
All right.
so you all could consider returning it to the huts, or you could say fuck the huts. We got our cool ship. Anyway, I keep getting off topic. It's really easy to get in the weeds because I love Star Wars lore. Other people. I think I like the interplay regarding like what the fuck did you get us into?
Yeah.
Just that whole scene was fun, and I like when certain people are missing from the party for a session. I like it not just being they just aren't here, and actually coming up with a story of where they went and then them returning to see what happened. I find that more interesting than just in the past. I've played D&D campaigns where it's just like not addressed that they were gone,
Yeah.
and that kind of like dull. So I'm glad we don't do that.
So is that
It's pretty general.
is that Jet? Is that Ty? Is that Mur? Is that who are you making go next?
Well, it would be Ty and Mur mostly, I guess, because they were the ones who weren't in the session.
All right. So Mur.
All right. Well, I definitely enjoyed getting 60 credits for just climbing through the ships.
Existing.
Yeah, loose change.
Loose change.
Mattress cash.
And I mean, I'm going to always shout it out to grenades being made. That's always my favorite. Grenades being made to an improved level of 16 DC.
Oh.
That's nice. I fully approve.
I will.
Keep on trucking.
I will attempt to keep on doing that.
And
Why did I even do this game? I didn't do anything.
You made grenades.
I made grenades, but like
then talked to people, I think.
talk to people.
You
Like
should
I liked Aurora's annotations. Like that's my something someone else
That's
did.
cool.
Like I enjoyed that sort of look into how Aurora interacts with learning shit.
Yeah.
I don't know that I did anything. I don't know. I always enjoy talking to Terry and translating for Terry. Terry says you're a bitch. It's
That was fucking hilarious.
That is actually a great dynamic too, because the droid can be unhinged, and Block cannot be responsible for it, and still get to say the things to the person.
yeah. And Block doesn't care about it. There's very few people that Block is physically intimidated by, so Terry can spout off, and Block will just repeat it, and then there's a shotgun if somebody has a problem.
Yeah.
And then most droids nowadays don't have guns, but Terry does.
Yeah.
So he's just strapped, you know.
No one
So he can
expects
talk a
Terry
big
Blaster.
game and just, if it comes to it, he's way quicker than you.
True.
A lot of
Just-
arms droid.
Mhm.
I think it's important that Block is visibly carrying the gun and is the one communicating the message. That the attention will be on Block so
Yeah,
that Terry
true.
can just shoot someone in the kidney.
True. Or whatever body part their species biology needs the most.
Whatever
uncovered.
recaps they have.
Yeah. He's just always doing like a threat analysis of like, okay, what areas to target.
When I had thought of Block, I had pictured like 4 parental figures, but it's clearly 5. Terry is also a Block father.
You could just see, you could hear Terry worrying a little bit when he was sizing up Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
That's going to take some work to bring down.
yeah. That's gonna come down. That's gonna come down to how much prep time I got.
Terry with enough prep time can take down anyone. But yeah, that was the thing I liked about me, and I liked June's annotation. So June,
It's game time, baby. I liked how Mur just gloopy glops.
yeah,
The handshake too.
Yes.
Yeah.
unsettling handshake.
It just reminds me of when I had an art teacher in high school. Just be like, when you're drawing hands, it's one of the only things I recommend that you do not draw with the most accuracy because it's going to look weird. Don't do it. It's like I had a teacher who was really into like realism, and she was like, not for hands though. You can abstract some of that.
Artistic license.
Yeah. For myself, I liked how Rauta and I got to cook a bunch of med stuff.
Hell yeah.
Just be like, all right, it's shift time now. And we were very productive, which is nice. You love to see it, folks.
Indeed.
And it's I guess it's a little bit of a cheat, but I like how Aurora can characterize herself a lot via things like, you know, note taking and organization and like aspects of like foods that she likes and produces. It's like you get an idea of who she is by her hobbies, and her work ethic and things like that are visible. So it's fun to be her because I can not always be limited to speech. I can describe a thing that she has done, and people get to learn about her. So that's fun. And yeah,
Hell yeah.
Nice.
which Jack, are you going?
That brings us to Jatfrey.
My favorite thing Jack did tonight was rolling that big old 29.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, and I just love the problem. Like, it's like, oh, we have a first waving problem. Where's Jack? Go get Jack.
Yeah.
And for somebody else, I gotta give it to Rob. I got a funny moment where Ty was trying to piss you off with the blue, and you just walked in. You were like, "This is coming." I just thought that was funny.
Thank you.
Well, and it describes effectively describes the culture that a color shifting lizard would come from. I think you're making the best of the color you're given,
Yes.
not forcing one color one way or another. So the revenge failed spectacularly.
And teal is a warm color to a lizard, I guess, right? Because that's like where the warm part of the spectrum is. Sometimes.
I had not actually envisioned Rauta as seeing in anything other than normal people, than the way like
Yeah,
we
I
perceive things.
it's normal people. So the reason
How
Jack,
dare you?
because his race says that's what I see.
Yes.
So I imagine Rob's race sees fine because they were specifically like, yeah.
Well, so technically you do have eyesight. It's just extremely weak, and you get like 80% of your data like Daredevil style visually.
I think some lizards do.
Or it's like predator. It's like predator style.
Yeah, it's something that's almost incomprehensible. You just kind of have a different way of collecting that information.
Yeah. Maybe you can have like synesthesia because you smell the color. I don't know.
I see him eat. That's what it is.
I was talking about Rauta.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I like to imagine Rauta's got just some extra rods and cones, like those shrimp that seeing colors we can't even begin to
Potentially.
imagine.
I would have to research if they describe that or not.
Well, I
But
think it's
also
specifically.
Tim Cannon, so
I like things like it's specifically a Rauta thing in the same way that he's carnivorous. Like something that he's messed up. Some of the things that he's touched on the other side have kind of fiddled with the way his brain works.
yeah,
Now
he's aberrant.
he sees an extra color and everything's a bit weird for him.
Okay, now I'm tracking. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and even if it hadn't been that way previously, one of the things that we made canon when Rauta traded Jat the Towson amulet for his Sith robe is that the Sith robe had been stored in a box that Spice had spilled in,
Oh yeah.
which is why it's yellow. So Rauta has occasional harmless like,
Hallucinations.
yep,
Yeah,
harmless drug force related hallucinations.
I imagine I gave it to you and you put the robes
It's,
in. Yes, put it in the washer and it came out yellow because
It's like it's the Muad'Dib robe. Just a little spritz of spice now and then.
Yeah, occasionally he just has like a brief moment of sandstorm vision.
Just that music starts playing, your eyes turn slightly blue.
For like 1
He's,
second.
Yeah.
Lisan al-Gaib.
I just love how that presentation of his character is just like,
I do like the idea that Rouse is just a war in my name. Neat. Finally, we getting priorities straight.
It's about damn time.
Is there a secret organization that's been like shepherding the genetics of your people's royal family for several generations, trying to create Rauta?
Because if not, they're doing it wrong.
Rauta al-Gaib?
Spoilers.
I'm going to be honest. I had not previously thought that, but I did connect Rouse to the dark side force cult.
So what do you think the Blackguard have been doing this whole time? They're a very ancient and powerful order.
Rouse is eventually going to be Tim Cannon in charge of the Blackguard. So actually, but yeah, no, either them or the Weird may have done something.
Oh.
But the eating meat thing is a known genetic anomaly that occurs.
Okay, so it's not just that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's about, I would say, about as rare as albinism is. You know, like No one.
For a second, I misheard you and thought you said it's as rare as Calvinism is. So not rare enough.
Mm-hmm. I think it's precedence or not precedence. It's the other one. Downstream. The other thing.
Predestination.
No, because antecedent is before. It's the thing that whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
The cultural legacy left behind by Calvinism is very real amongst what I would
Well,
presume is
before we start talking about religious philosophy, let's raid out. Let's hit up Marcellus Knight. He's playing Scum. 1.0 just dropped this week. The Scum community is exploding. It's one of my favorite games. It's just a survival. It's a survival dystopian prison zombie game. So
very important to climb doors to run away from bears. That's all I really know about Scum.
So as
making rags out of your underwear.
Yeah, chop up your clothes, make rags, destroy your underwear to survive. Good times. So, as we wind down the stream, we hope you had fun. Hope you were able to laugh, even if it was at our expense. And we hope that if anything's weighing on you, it feels a little bit lighter after hanging out online with friends. Until next time, bye.
start being like a weeb that I am is good.